Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel and you're watching another episode of Daniel's Aquatic Life. Thanks for tuning in, and before we do anything or say anything, I want to give a special thanks to all my subscribers and possibly my future subscribers. I find that the more subscriptions that I'm getting, the more calm I'm getting with my videos, the more better content that I'm getting, and yeah. So without further ado, guys, you clicked on this video because you want to see my fish room tour. So let's get right into it. Okay everybody, welcome back. So right now we are looking at my 55-gallon tank. And I have not fed my fish today, so that will be a treat for everybody, not only my fish, but all the viewers at home. As you can see, I have a few gouramis in there. My oldest fish that are in there are my angelfish. I have 2 marble angelfish. Love them absolutely. Something that's really unique about this marble angel is that it was never born with its front fins. Now, if anybody knows what those are called, comment below. I'd love to learn what they are called. I actually just have so much to look up right now that I keep forgetting to actually check that out. None of my fish have names except for my catfish. My catfish is behind that purple plant, and it is a bumblebee catfish. I rarely get to see it because it likes the shadow and it likes its own. It's like very territorial. So I leave it alone. I've tried to set up things like this here, hoping that the catfish would find enough shade and enough territory here. So that I could easily see him and, you know, get to say hi and stuff like that. Some things that are in my tank right now are a lot of live plants. I've got some moss, as you can see right here on my rock, my larva rock, I believe it's called. Oh, he loves the camera. This is my gold gourami. Okay, bye. So like I was, oh, hello, peekaboo. So like I was saying, I like live plants. There has been about 6 plants here, Anubias ones pretty much. In the last couple days, I've added about 5 Nubias and a bunch of those corkscrew plants that you see right there beside the rock. There is a few of the fake plants in the very back, like I said, where the catfish plays. That area will get rescaped eventually. I have my roseline shark right here, beautiful roseline. All these fish I got when they were all babies. All these cherry barbs have grown beautifully, great color. I have another gourami right here. This is my blood red dwarf gourami, beautiful crystal blue on the mohawk, the mohawk fin. The front of his face is starting to get pretty blue too. In the camera it seems orange. It seems really hard to see that, but I will be getting new cameras and things like that here in the next month or 2, hopefully. So the videos will be a lot better quality, better sound. So if you guys can just bear with us, or bear with me, I guess, till we get to that stage, that would be awesome. So we have Corridoras. I have 2 of these guys. Actually, at first I didn't really care for them. There wasn't anything that was really, you know, spectacular about it. But I like catfish, and it kind of fell in the catfish category. So, but now I actually really like them. I'm really happy that I have 2 of them. I have a few plecos here, albino plecos. One there's a girl, and then the males, let's see if we can find them. There is another one. As well as if you guys can spot the frog. I have an aquatic frog that's in here as well. Seems to be hiding. And my newest, 2-3 days ago, is my red tail shark. And yes, I know what you guys are gonna say. What are you doing with some of these fish? Well, I have put all these fish in this tank singularly and taught them to get along with each other. And each one of these guys are actually good friends with each other. And, you know, I couldn't ask for a better community tank, to be honest. Now, if you haven't seen my first video on the fish room tour, things were not set up very well. I would even pause this video, go over to my channel, click on my fish room tour, first tour, check that out, then come back to this video and see the difference that has taken place within my fish room. There's my gold gourami again. Like I said, he's a movie star. Loves the attention, as well as the marble back there. Really, really cool, so big. These guys will get up to about 6 inches. You can see all that new finnage, as well as 6 inches on my gold gourami here too. These are called 3-spot gouramis because, and the reason for that actually is pretty unique. There's 2 dots that you can see, one clear as day on this one, and it's eye level. And in the middle there will be another dot, and like I said, it's harder to see. It's by the fin. And for its 3rd dot, the reason why it's called 3-spot gourami is because its eye is the 3rd spot. That was something I just just learned recently, so I thought that was really, really cool. As for this tank, guys, my most unique part of this tank has got to be my rocks. There's a place called Golden Buddha. I live in Kamloops, British Columbia in Canada. Really, really nice place to be. Community is really, really great. If anybody's not been to Kamloops, I advise to definitely take a trip through. And if you are, stop and come and say hi. But the coolest thing, guys, about my tank is there's a store called Golden Buddha here, and they sell rocks and all that stuff. Now, I know this is an expensive way to go. Now, you know, each rock can cost a couple dollars. There's a little gold nugget thing in there. You know, a couple of gold nuggets are in there. But some really, 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 really unique rocks are in here. And I've yet to see anybody else do this with their tank. And maybe we can get a picture of... Yeah, no, he's hiding. Sorry. That would be the catfish, always hiding. So yeah, let's move on. So that is my community tank. That is 55 gallon. In my previous video, on my first video, I bought this tank as a display tank. It wasn't in the box, and the people that sold it to me told me that it was a 60 gallon. It is actually stand corrected as a 55 gallon, which is, you know, no biggie. Still happy with it. Something that's new about my office is these plants, these decorations, and my new backsplash. I absolutely love this new backsplash with the flamingo picture. Super cool. I do have this frame up. This frame in the center of this picture will be for my first fan art. If you want to be able to contact me with your fan art, just comment below and ask, and I will have no problem giving you that information. So be the first person to have your photo, your fan photo art placed in that one. Moving along, we have, right now that's my office space, but this is all going to get changed. This table will actually come here. This table is actually leaving, and the walkway will be here. So we're going to have plants right here. We're going to have this covered with another one of these, and this will be the new section for the pond. Now, if you guys haven't figured it out, I live in an apartment a couple floors up. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to have fish. I have talked to the landlord before. He's already advised that just don't do it. Now, I haven't told him that, you know, I already had a good start on it. But we'll leave it at that. He's a good guy. He's a fisher himself. So, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm not going to get in too much trouble. I just have a lot more precautions to take. If any of these tanks do crack, then it falls on the floor, it goes below the floor. This is in an older apartment. We are hoping to get a house here soon, so we can add more tanks. The fish room can be happier, larger, more life to it. But this is a start for me, guys. Like I said, I'm in an apartment a few floors up, and to me, I think that's pretty crazy. And so yeah, getting on with this. So this desk is gonna move, and what's going in there is a pond. I'm going to be getting either koi fish or archer fish, and I'm more shooting towards the archer fish. I think that's gonna be really, really awesome. This here, guys, is one of my betta tanks. Lulu is in this one. This is a feather-tail betta. I've actually had Lulu longer than any of these fish. I have kept fish most of my life, many times. I come from the east coast of Canada, where fishing is, the fish hobbyist is very at large. Say hi, Lulu. But Lulu's tank is nothing crazy. There's no live plants in it. Everything in Lulu's is very colorful, fake plant. A lot of glowing stuff. She prefers a lot of that color, I've noticed. She likes, because she's red, she'll blend into either that bush or that bush over there. But super cool. Let's see, moving on. This tank here, so there's a story behind this tank. In this tank is my son's betta. This is a blue crown betta. His name is Bubbles. Say hi, Bubbles. Bubbles was just recently put into this tank a few days ago, actually. I had a downfall with this tank. I tried something new. I had 24 karat gold shrimp as well as blue velvet shrimp, and to mix it up a little bit, I had some cherry shrimp of colors. So this tank, what happened was, I figured, you know, I have a lot of experience with fish, and shrimp should be no different, and I was absolutely wrong. Everything, the temperature, the pH, everything is completely wacko. I tried again after that and wasn't too successful. They got caught in the filter, squished, and you know the end of the story. But I am gonna try it again. I am really tempted to do a shrimp tank. I think they look absolutely beautiful in color, the way they work together. But onwards, so now Bubbles takes this tank, and Bubbles has been a lot happier. Bubbles came from this tank over here, which is a 7.5, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought, you know, since Lulu had her own tank, 10 gallon, I thought, why can't Bubbles, right? So Bubbles got transferred from here to here, and now in this one are my two golden Colombians. Now they tend to hide in the castle a lot, so if we can get a look, I'm not too sure. I'm not seeing them. But they're like they're more like chickens, underwater chickens. But nothing fancy. I'm actually gonna take out that fake coral and move the castle into that corner so that they have more room to swim around. Like I said, I got all these babies, and they're all full grown pretty much now. Some of them still like on their way. This tank here is what I use for quarantine. For my small fish, I have a bucket for larger fish. A few plants, some decorations. I have the food over here. We do have to go and pick up some more food. I'm starting to run out of some of these wafer pellets. The red-tailed shark actually likes those a lot. It eats more algae and wafers than the food. It will eat food though. A lot of bug bites. I'm really into the bug bites right now. It seems like ever since I started feeding them bug bites, and if I try to feed them anything else, it just doesn't happen. They just don't like it as much. That's my frog food. We had the shrimp food. They didn't even bother with that, so I don't know. We got all the chemicals, the balancing things, the salts. All these tanks have had a recent change. I am going to do another 10% change on this one today, as well as a 10% change on this one today. Now, they don't necessarily need them, it's just my preference and how I do things in my office. And lastly, or not, I guess not lastly, but these here are considered betta tanks. Now, I don't use them for betta tanks. This is me trying to do my own art. Big fail. Splash that like button if you think that's a huge fail. But I tried. Anyway, so these are betta tanks. They, I don't use them for betta tanks. I've said in other videos what I do use these for, and quickly it's this one here is a hospital. They're both hospitals. But there's a plant in this one, and the reason for that being is some fish like to be able to hide a little bit. And when you're in a hospital tank, it's not going to be fun anyway. So being able to help that fish as much as you can is ideal. And so the other tank here also has a heater in it. Now this one does not have a heater. This one does have a heater, just in case there are certain fish that need to be at a certain temperature. Then I'm able to do so. I have a few of my odd end tools here. And my setup is down here. So what I have, obviously these things here, always good to have. And then my setup. So I went to Walmart. Actually, I think this is the greatest idea. So what this bucket gives you is 11 gallons. And so when you're doing, you know, a 20% change, taking it 11 gallons, that's perfect, right? You fill it up, you dump it out. I've got this little, what do you call that? Like a little staple thing. It hooks up to my back, and away we go. Different size backs depending on what you have for aquariums. Very, very easy, very simple. And you know, I guess that's about it for now. Now, like I said earlier, the subscriptions are really, really, really helping me out. It's encouraging me to be better, give better content, be able to be more calm when I'm talking, and be more descriptive to what I have and what I'm trying to show. I do put up videos daily. Once in a blue moon, I don't, I'll take a day off or 2 days off. Now, it's because I have a family, I have kids, and it's very important for me to take that time to spend with them. But, you know, and as well as with my fish, and they've learned to really love these guys. Actually, I couldn't be happier with the way things have gone on around here. You know, it can be very stressful having a lot of tanks, and being a fish keeper it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time being put into your hobby, and you have to have a family that can understand that and be just as passionate. And you know, my kids, I'm very, very thankful for my kids and my wife to go out of their way and allow me to perform and have, you know, my dream. So guys, splash that like button if you enjoyed this content. Please subscribe if you want to be supportive and you want to see more of these videos. I will be doing probably a new update to my fish room maybe every 2 months, maybe a month, depending on what extra has happened. I do lots of videos about how-tos and what ifs, a lot of information on fish. So if you have questions about certain fish, check out my channel. I'm sure I have answers to some of them there. And always leave comments below. I love learning from you guys, and I love listening and hearing the things that you guys have to tell me. Comment below if you have had any troubles with having fish in your apartment. If you do have fish in your apartment, how many tanks do you have in your apartment? What kind of fish do you have in your apartment? But until then, guys, thanks for tuning in to Daniel's Aquatic Life, and we will see you guys soon. Cheers!